Greetings to everyone guys. Today I'm going to show you a game of Bobby Fischer versus Donald Byrne. This game is also known as the match of the century. This game was played in 1956 in New York, America. On that time, Bobby Fischer was only 13 years old and Byrne was international master. So Donald plays knight to f3, Bobby plays knight to f6, the ready opening, c4, English opening and g6. After this move, Donald played knight to c3, bishop to g7, d4 and Bobby Fischer castles. And after this move, bishop to f4, Donald decided to make his bishop into the dangerous square. And Bobby strikes the center with d5 and queen to b3. And the threat is to capture the pawn on d5. And after this move, Bobby Fischer captures the c4 and Donald recaptures, and from here the threat is to capture the c7 pawn, so Bobby defends it with pawn to c6. After this move, e4 by Donald, and Bobby goes for knight to d7, connects the knight. And after this move, Donald goes for an inaccurate move, rook to d1. Donald played rook to d1 because he wants to make pressure towards the queen's file. But Bobby plays here knight to f6, attacks the queen from here. And from here Donald goes for a mistake, queen to c5. But from here the better move could have been simply queen to d3. But in the game, queen to c5 was played, and from here Bobby goes for a good move, bishop to g4, attacks the knight and also pin the knight towards the rook from here, so it cannot be moved here. And from here Donald Byrne goes for a blunder, bishop to g5. This move does not make any sense, but from here the better move could have been simply bishop to e2, protects the knight. But bishop to g5 is played, and from here Bobby goes for knight to a4, attacks the queen here. And from here Donald cannot capture the knight, because if he did, then simply knight captures on e4, forks bishop and the queen. And from here, if queen to c1 is played, protecting his queen and also protecting the bishop on g5, then simply queen to a5 check. If knight blocks from here, knight to c3, then from here bishop captures on f3, then recaptures, and from here Bobby recaptures the piece. And from here queen cannot capture the knight because its queen is protecting from here. And from here Bobby is winning here and its position is better. In this position queen to a3 is played, and from here Bobby goes for a knight trade, and from here Bobby captures the e4 pawn, letting Donald to capture his e7 pawn and fork queen and the rook, which Donald does in the game. Bishop captures on e7, forks queen and the rook, and from here queen to b6 is played, protecting his queen. And now bishop to c4, a blunder. From here the better move could have been simply capture the rook from here, but bishop to c4 is played, and from here Bobby goes for a crazy move, knight captures on c3, wins a pawn, because if this knight is captured by the queen, let's suppose queen captured on c3, then rook to e8 simply pins the bishop from here, and this bishop cannot move and also it cannot be protected. So Donald knows this, he does not capture the knight but goes for bishop to c5, attacks the queen from here, and Bobby goes for rook to e8 check, king is in the check, so king to f1. And from here, if you look at the position, Bobby's queen and the knight is in the danger, but he does not care about it but goes for bishop to e6. And from here, if queen captures the knight, then simply queen captures on c5 and this pawn is pinned from here. So after this move, Donald captures the queen on b3 with bishop captures on b3, and from here Bobby captures the bishop with check. Queen to g1, knight to e2 check, king to f1, and Bobby captures the pawn with check, king to g1. Then knight to e2 check, king to f1, knight to c3 check, king goes to g1, and Bobby captures the bishop and also attacks the queen, so queen to g4, forks bishop and also b6 pawn. And from here Bobby goes for rook to a4, attacks the queen, so Byrne captures the b6 pawn and Bobby captures the rook on d1. And from here Donald goes for h3. Byrne makes the room for the king so it can escape from here. And after this move, Bobby captures the pawn on e2 with rook captures on e2, and from here king to h2, attacks the knight on d1, and from here Bobby captures the f2 pawn and rook to e1. Byrne wants to trade his rook and Bobby accepts the rook trade, rook captures on e1, and from here going to d8 check, bishop to f8 and knight captures the rook on e8 and bishop to d5. pressurizing the g2 pawn. So Dana decided to go to knight to f3, and now Bobby goes for knight to e4. From here Donald goes for queen to b8, attacks b7 pawn. So Bobby defends it with pawn to b5, and from here Byrne pushes the pawn on h4 and Bobby also pushes the pawn on h5. And from here Byrne decided to move his knight to e5, making this knight in the attacking position, and from here king to g7 is played, unpinning this bishop so it can be moved. And from here king to g1 is played. This was the biggest blunder, and from here it's mate in 9 for Bobby. So Bobby goes for the first mating move, bishop to g5 with check, king to f1, and from here knight to g3 with check, king to e1, bishop to b4 check, king goes to d1, bishop to b3 check, king goes to c1, then knight to e2 check, king goes to b1, knight to c3 check, king goes to c1, and from here finally rook to c2 is a beautiful checkmate, as these squares are protected by the rook and the knight also. So if you love this video, please do not forget to like and also subscribe also for more videos, and also do not forget to comment down also. I love reading your comments, and also do not forget to follow me on Instagram ID in the description, and also share with your friends. Now I am going back.